What is up, Left Ghosters? How we doing today? Good to see y'all. We are live again with our 4th episode of the TLC talk show. Excuse the voice a bit. I'm just getting over a cold, so I don't have my normal velvety voice, but it is still me, Vex Valentine. We'll be chilling today. We have a buddy here, a good old friend of ours. Right here, our special guest today is Erithag. Did I say that right?
Yeah, you can call me Erithag, you can call me Niall, doesn't matter. I go by my real name around here.
Alrighty. Well, what's your real name? Because I don't know it.
It's Niall.
Niall? Nice to
Yes.
meet you, Niall. I'm Vex Valentine. No, I wanted to get into it because we got a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. And
Yep.
Number one being this whole thing that just went down with E3 and DrDisrespect. I know we were talking about it a little bit before the start of the show, but I wanted to.
We were.
I had to stop us because I was like, all right, we're getting too heated in this debate. We gotta save it for the show. But no, so we were talking about how he kind of not wrecked, but like just destroyed a little bit of his reputation and credibility, but how we both kind of feel as if he might still just get a slap on the wrist.
Yeah.
So in the past, like, what other events happened that if you recall, that actually happened with him not being, or him getting banned and then coming back? Like, what was that other event? I know that we were saying
I can't remember exactly what the issue was that got him banned. He did something on his stream. I think it was relating to some kind. I don't know if it was a racial. It was something he said. I don't know if it was a racial slur or if it was something just uncalled for.
I wonder if it was him calling the developer of PUBG, Bluehole, mentally unstable or something like that, because I remember he said something like that.
That could be.
Possibly.
I can't remember exactly what it was. I remember reading about it. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Yeah.
But he got banned for, it was a very short time. It was only a couple weeks. And it was supposed to be much longer. And they let him come back.
Yeah.
And he had like a few 100,000 viewers or something like that on his first day back. It was ridiculous.
Yeah. No, for sure. I personally, all right, so with this recent event, for those of you who don't know who are in chat, DrDisrespect at E3. I believe it was the Wednesday of E3 or the Tuesday of E3. I can't exactly remember. But he was live streaming, which was really cool because he never does IRL streams in public. Like, that was a big thing for him. So he had a big audience already. But then it went into he went into the restroom, which was a big no-no as soon as he walked in, and I have a feeling that everybody just kind of like slapped their forehead like, "Doctor, what are you doing? What are you doing? You don't do that.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, not at all. That is not something you do." And then just like I'm watching this, and I'm actually watching a few of the videos, and they're like saying, "Oh, there were kids in there weren't kids in there." All of this happening.
There's a lot of controversy around if there was or was not any minors in there, but
legally
really has nothing to really do with how it was, period.
Yeah, like he just should not have been in there, period. Which,
it was a clear violation of people's privacy.
Yeah, and that's the Privacy Act of California. Like, you can't just invade someone like that and just see, oh yeah, by the way, this is everybody peeing. In their most intimate, like that would be the worst experience, to get caught with my pants down on the toilet, just like,
absolutely,
you caught me. But no, so why do you think he's gonna get off this time? Because obviously I feel as if it's a clear violation with California law and the Privacy Act, and just, you really shouldn't recover from that in live streaming. Like, you've already had one mark. You
shouldn't really recover from that life, really.
Period, yeah. But
I think the biggest reason why Twitch is probably ultimately going to let him back is because of the sheer volume of viewers that he has.
Yeah.
If they don't let him back, there's a good chance that he'll go to another venue such as Mick. And they don't want to lose all of that viewership to a rival streaming company.
Yeah.
And I think that's why he'll end up coming back anyways.
More than likely. I can see that for sure. Because the last thing, as a business owner, I would hate to see all of my money just grow legs, walk out the door, and go to the next bank. Because at that point, I'd just be like, well, there goes however much money I just made, plus the sponsors, marketing, and everything like that. So he'll probably just get a slap on the wrist, but I feel as if he should get a little bit more than just that. So
I agree.
Yeah.
I don't know how Twitch would, or anybody in that situation would really go about doing that with the amount of revenue that he really just kind of throws around.
Like, how much does he make? Or how much is he netting? I believe his metrics were somewhere. I have to look that up.
I would imagine it would be huge.
Yeah, like 30 million plus, possibly, just with subscriptions alone. I don't know.
I don't even know what I would do with that kind of money.
I don't know either. Apparently,
I'd probably develop a drug addiction.
I don't know about that one, Chief. I'd probably develop some sort of instability, and just like, I would go on a shopping spree and buy nothing but shoes, and just buy like all sorts of expensive Adidas. I'd probably get myself the like fanciest what are they? What are they? I can't remember. They're by Nike.
I am not a shoe guy, so
it's fine.
I couldn't tell you.
It's the shoes from Back to the Future when they recreated them.
The pumps?
Yes, the pumps. I really want some of those, but they're like $50,000, and I'm just like, nope.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they're expensive.
I would never spend that on a pair of shoes.
I mean, an authentic movie replica that's limited edition. It's a collectible at that point, but $50,000. Come on, man. That's a lot of greenback.
That is a lot of money to throw at a pair of shoes.
Yeah, no, for sure. But talking about controversy, I did also want to get into the other topic that we were talking about. Because enough of DrDisrespect. I think because we haven't really heard much about that since. Like he went silent, and that was it. And there hasn't been any
the whole
news.
situation went dark.
Yeah, and that's kind of crazy to me. So I don't know what's happening in terms of like, are there lawsuits right now? Is there something in the dark?
There could very well be. Maybe that's why it's so quiet.
Possibly, like someone's trying to get a settlement. Maybe whoever does research like that should look up courts and see if there's a court with, or a what's it called, a hearing with him. What? Not Dr. Disrespect, but like his name. No. Obviously,
yeah.
Whatever his name may be, I can't remember it off the top of my head. I go by display names all the time. But the other controversy that I wanted to talk about was Tfue, and and the whole suing Fuze Clan for withholding funds and all that kind of stuff, and the contract breach. Like, what you've read the 26 page.
I misread. It's 23 pages, but 23? Yeah, it's still there's a lot of stuff in there, and a lot of it touches on the wages that Tfue figures that he should have been getting that he wasn't. And if you look at a lot of the stuff they have out there, apparently Fuze Clan was not taking anything except for the amounts that they were owed on the deals for sponsorships that they brought to him.
Yeah.
Which was the account of around, I think it was 60 grand is what they pulled out of the whole situation, and that was fully based. That was fully based on the sponsorships that they brought to him.
Yeah, like it's
everything else is something that he was supposed to take, that he ended up taking home, apparently.
Yeah. So the question is, why does he think he's owed more money, and where does he think his money's going? Like, if he's missing money, that's. I mean, you know as well as I have a problem with missing money, and that much money going.
If I was missing money, I would have a big problem.
Yeah.
But I think the money isn't the underlying issue. I think the underlying issue is that he has gotten so big so fast that he believes he is too big for Fuze Clan now, and he wants to get away. I think this is more of an annulment of his contract altogether than it is about the money itself.
So you're thinking he's trying to just get out of his contract, period, not even like get money.
I think the money thing is just a guise to hide that he's trying to just get out of his contract altogether and separate and become his own I guess Fuze Clan.
That's really interesting, because I mean, I don't know these guys personally, but I mean, I've seen videos of FaZe Banks, and I've seen him describe himself quite a bit, and he seems like a straightforward guy who just wouldn't really like be that greedy about stuff or like have his claws into people. But I mean, if you look at it, I'm pretty sure he'd be understanding with like, oh, by the way, man, if you don't want to stay, I mean, that's totally fine. I got you, bro. Just know that if you want to come back, we're here. Because I don't. Yeah. Granted, so $60,000 is a lot of money, but I mean, look at how much he's already making right now.
Yeah. So Govey actually brought up a really good point there. He was under a 3-year contract, and there was a non-compete clause at the end of his contract that said he was not capable of streaming or joining other organizations for 6 months. The other organizations could give him offers, and Fuze Clan would be obliged to match that, and if they couldn't, then he would have to go for 6 months without streaming or any source of his main revenue at this point in his life.
Wow, I didn't read that yet. I didn't know.
Yeah, that was at the very bottom of his, well, essentially the very bottom of his gamer contract is what they were calling it.
Okay. That's interesting. I mean, 6 months, no money whatsoever. Granted, I don't know.
Granted, the amount of money that he would presumably be getting would be more than enough, I'm sure, to suffice for that time. But yeah.
Not only that, I mean, me personally, I've always been taught, invest your money wisely, don't just blow it all like immediately. So the question is,
absolutely,
if he's really that upset about Fuze Clan taking advantage of him and he has all this money, what could he possibly have done and what could he have accumulated in terms of overhead that he can't go without 6 months of streaming? Granted, he'll lose a lot of foot traffic.
Absolutely.
But I mean, bruh, you gotta do what you gotta do. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm only talking from like my eyes. I can't just sit inside of someone else's life and like pick it apart unless I really know what's going on. And I'm gonna be completely honest, I don't know all of it. I know like probably the tip of the iceberg, just the very, very subtle hints, just because I haven't been able to devote too much time into reading it because I've been occupied in other stuff like E3 and game announcements and everything like that. So
understandable. I only really read what I know about it in the last like 24 hours, so
no, for sure,
I'm not too up on the whole situation. One thing that I have read was that Fuze Clan apparently during this time that Tfue is having issues with them and brought issues to them about his contract. Apparently Fuze Clan was trying to get in contact with him to try and revise the contract, but it was met with this, that, and everything else. And
at that point, I can understand why he would kind of protest, because if he was if they revised the contract, would it start for another 3 years or anything like that? Like, what happens
that
then?
I couldn't answer.
Exactly.
I didn't really look too far into that.
We don't know what happens behind closed doors, honestly, so I don't think we can
exactly
what's going to happen.
At this point, all of the information that we've gotten is essentially hearsay unless we have it in
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, we're just going... Yeah, it's in writing online, but I mean, everything online is the voice of someone else's opinion. So,
exactly.
Unless you just literally look at the documents there stating, hey, this is what's going on, this is the allegations, this is the evidence, here's all this. How do we proceed? Like, what goes on afterwards?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think the biggest thing as to why, I don't know, my brain just kind of lost train of thought. The biggest reason why I'm concerned about like Tfue, DrDisrespect, all this stuff happening is what happens to Twitch? Like, what happens to the terms and services with all this new stuff? All of this is literally just going to change how streaming is and change how everything is going. What do we do? Which direction do we go in? And how do we make sure that we are within the gray area of all of this bad?
Yeah,
it'll be a struggle for sure, but
I think there are going to be some serious changes that are going to probably affect a lot more people than they realize.
Yeah. No, for sure. Like, being as low as I am, I don't see myself feeling too much of the blowback from it. But I mean, I can only imagine what's going to happen with all of these other streamers that are affiliated with all of these other organizations. Like, what happens to stream teams? Like,
absolutely.
I know we'll still be a team and we'll still be a community.
Absolutely.
But how is that gonna be like repped in that point? Like, Fuze Clan is a stream team. You see these people in the stream team, but they're also represented by this brand. Eventually, I'd like to see other brands rise up and just be there as well as Fuze Clan, because I don't know of too many. I know there's a lot of gaming organizations, but like, where are the lines drawn between companies of like, what can we do, what can't we do, what can we get away with, what can we stick to stone? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going to change.
That's the key one there, is what can they get away with?
Right? What can they get away
Yeah.
with? Plus with
Apparently right now, just about murder.
Probably, I don't know. They can certainly get away with, I don't know, freaking invasion of privacy. They can get away with that. That's easy. That's an easy one. DrDisrespect just did that. Apparently. Speaking of E3 though, did you watch any announcements?
I watched the Ubisoft one, I watched the Nintendo one, and
Okay.
I watched... What was the other one? Squaresoft. Or not Squaresoft, Square Enix.
Square Enix, yeah, for the Shadowbringers, right?
No, for Final Fantasy.
For which one?
Final Fantasy VII.
Oh, the new one that's releasing, or the remake, I should say. I'm kind of excited about that. I know you like Final Fantasy VII because that's what you said recently.
I have not owned a current generation console until this past, because I went and picked up a PS4 because they announced the release date of Fantasy VII's remake.
Yeah, that's hardcore. That's kind of hardcore. Now I've heard tell that Final Fantasy VII is one of the best Final Fantasies, if not the best Final Fantasy in terms of character progression, story progression, and all of that just built into like this great game. What makes it such a great game? What makes it stand out amongst all the other Final Fantasies?
I don't know. I really like the story. I found that the balance between the character progression and tragedy and the comedy in it balanced very well. I really enjoyed the magic and materia equipment for your skills, how the skill management worked in the game depending on the weaponry and armor that you were wearing, and the upgrading of your spells through battle. It was, I don't know, I really liked the chocobo racing too. Not gonna lie, I've spent probably about 200 hours chocobo racing on that game.
That, dude, I don't know if they do they have chocobo racing in 14?
They do.
They do? Where can I partake? Because I want to.
You have to go to the Golden Saucer, and then from there you have to be able to actually raise your own chocobo so that you can raise them and race.
That's pretty cool. I would like to. I think I'm gonna do that the next time I'm on 14 is start training my own chocobo. So what are they all doing with the remake? Because I haven't seen too much with that. I know they're gonna do a little bit of cleanup. Are they? So
there is a huge graphical update.
Okay.
Huge. You gotta understand, there has been 22 years since the release. So we're talking
that long.
When it was released, it was pretty well at the pinnacle of graphic design at the time with polygons.
Yeah.
And now we're going into HD.
Interesting.
And it's a huge change.
Yeah. I can only imagine HD polygons can't really vibe too well. I mean,
probably not.
Probably not. I mean, who wants to see triangles in 4K?
They're also going into very live action battle, more like how Final Fantasy 15 worked for battle.
Okay.
As opposed to your standard stop and go, start waiting battle style.
Oh, so it's not going to be turn-based anymore. It's going to be more...
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that. That's going to be really cool. That's going to change it. I might actually pick it up and play it then, because that was one of the turn-offs for me.
It's got a very hefty price tag. Right?
I'm playing Final Fantasy. I'm just like, I don't like turn-based. Sorry. I don't like spending... I like spending time on games, but not that much time. Like, that's a lot. And I love me some RPGs. But other than Final Fantasy, what are some other RPGs that you like? Like Do you
So
like Watch Dogs?
I have not played Watch Dogs.
Okay.
I did like the of Watch Dogs Legion.
Okay.
It looked pretty interesting in the fact that you could essentially crew up anybody you find.
Yeah.
It kind of has the throwbacks to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood in that way.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be pretty interesting having some 70-year-old woman
Feeding the birds and then all of a sudden, oh, by the way, Sonny, I got a package for you. Here you go.
Exactly.
By the way, you no longer have a social security. I for one do have to say though, I played the first Watch Dogs and I was happy.
I heard the second one was really.
The first one was underwhelming. I do have to say.
Oh,
I haven't played the second one yet. I still have yet to play that, but I mean, just the idea of being a hacker in modern day, it's kind of a cool concept of what, like, oh, you can really manipulate anything. And then the whole Grand Theft Auto vibe to it, where it's just open world, you can play with your friends and everything like that, was kind of interesting too. But in the first one, I think my favorite part for that was the fact that you can go into other people's story games and hack them, essentially. And I was like, wait, what?
Hey, free screwing with people.
Why not? Other than Watch Dogs, were there any other RPGs that you were into or feel like playing? I saw recent stream.
Pokemon Sword and Shield are coming.
Okay.
Oh,
tell me.
I've been a huge Pokemon fan all the way back from Pokemon Red and Blue.
Damn.
And there's only two of them that I have not played to this point in time, and it's X
and Y, really?
Yeah.
That's
because I did not have a 3DS.
Right? Yeah.
No, Sun and Moon were, and
no, it was a couple before that.
I found a way around to play that one.
Do tell.
I can't legally tell on stream.
Okay, no, we cannot legally tell. I don't know what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. But anyways,
this conversation never happened.
What are you talking about? Hey, do you want to get waffles? We're just gonna avoid that entirely. But other than that, what about Pokemon did you like? Like, who's your, out of all of the Pokemon, who's your favorite?
Out of all of them, who is my favorite?
It's a tough question, I know, because there's 150 released every single iteration.
There are over 800 at this point.
That's a lot of Pokemon. I don't know how I'm gonna catch them all. I'm sitting here playing Pokemon Go, try-harding it, and I'm like, I don't even have half the Pokedex filled yet. Like,
such a hard question to answer.
I know mine is Squirtle, just because I love, back in the day, the Squirtle Squad.
Fair.
I remember,
man, Squirtle Squad, so good.
I remember watching that on VHS when it first came out that way, and I was just watching it, and every time.
I remember watching that one live on, well, not live, but like on its
TV.
First airing on TV.
No, same.
Oh man,
it's good. It really is good.
I don't know. I think my favorite would probably be some of the ghost Pokemon, like Ghastly and Haunter and
maybe this guy
Gengar.
Yeah, no, I like Gengar.
Yeah,
I have a 3D printed Gengar on my computer just because I'm just like, he's awesome. I wish I had a Squirtle, but we haven't found that polygon yet. So
thinking about stuff that we have that's all nerdy and stuff. Here's my Chocobo Perler that I picked up at a con near me.
Dead ass, I'm jealous right now.
Yeah.
All right, you're gonna tell me where you got that, and I'm gonna go.
So we have a local tabletop RPG convention in my little city, and I got it there. They, I don't know if they sell their stuff online, but it's PC's Perler.
PC's Perler. You'll have to send.
PC's
Oh,
Perler.
PC's Perler. Got it. You'll have to send me the link after stream because I do
Yeah,
want to check that out and grab one.
I'd have to get it from Facebook, but yeah.
Now I was going through a bit, being a little bit of a stalker, not gonna lie, and I was watching a few of your past videos, and I was noticing you played Bloodborne. How far into Bloodborne are you so far?
I've only played one stream of it so far.
Okay.
So that was my first day on it, and I am kind of stuck hard against two different bosses, right?
Which two bosses?
And one of them is priest, and the other one is some kind of a big monster that I only.
Okay, that's fine. I mean, a big monster, they're everywhere. We gotta just kill them all.
Absolutely. I've seen a little bit of gameplay of it, but I've never played it before, so I don't really know the names of the bosses yet.
Yeah. No, of course. Are you liking it so far? What's been your favorite elements of Bloodborne that has kind of drawn you in?
So I've played and completed Dark Souls 1. I've gotten part way through Dark Souls 2 and 3. So Bloodborne is kind of an easy segue from there, being that they're all made by FromSoft and it's all the same kind of gameplay. Now, one thing that I thought was really cool about Bloodborne that isn't in the other ones, that all of your weapons have two forms. So I'm using a axe right now, and
I saw that.
If I hit a button, it goes from being a one-hand axe to being a pole axe. And you can transition mid-swing with that, so that you will swing and land with the one hand, and then it'll switch to the two hand, and you'll do a stab, and then you can swing back and do like a circular swing with the one hand axe.
That's kind of cool.
It's kind of interesting.
That is interesting. I mean, I've only heard of that in like Monster Hunters, where it's like, oh yeah, it's a what was it? What weapon is that? The charge axe, or not the charge axe, some weapon that actually transforms from an axe to like a lance or a sword or something like that. And
I've never played Monster Hunter, but
fine. It's actually
could be the same kind of idea.
It's a pretty good RPG if you want to get into it. I mean, just fighting dragons.
I've heard.
It's great. The latest one, I've played Monster Hunters since like the beginning on PlayStation 2, and I remember connecting up like so many different PS2s in my house and then playing all of them.
LAN parties,
but it was mainly just me and my brother and my sister. And so it wasn't really much of a party. It was more of just like a Friday.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was still just as fun, and we were playing, and just we all met up in the gathering hall and would do a quest and would slay the Rathalos and all that. But yeah, no. Speaking of, Melody brings up a total good point. Dauntless, have you played it?
Dauntless, yes.
You have?
I'm level 23.
I have not played it as much. I'm maybe level 4 or 5, something like that. I was playing it, and once it came out, it was at a time where I was heavily into like first-person shooters. I'm not gonna lie. I still like me a first-person shooter, but I mean, I'm starting to get more into the RPGs, and I want to play more.
Fair.
But like, what about...
David brings up a really good point. What? Cross-platform for Dauntless.
Didn't know that. I could not have said that, but that
so you can play on PC, Xbox, and PS4 with anybody that's playing it.
Now, can your account shift from PC, Xbox, PS4?
Yes.
That's awesome. That's like, honestly, like Final Fantasy right now for me, where you can play it on anything.
Well,
not
PlayStation nor PC.
You're right.
Or
not
Apple.
Xbox, not Xbox. Apple.
Not Xbox,
yeah,
but
Apple. No, for sure. But back to E3 though. Were there any other games that you were like dead set on? Like, I know there's they're telling about Elder Scrolls coming out again, but then there was the
Elder Scrolls 6. Yeah, they hinted at that again, and that is a big one for me. Cause I really enjoyed the Elder Scrolls series.
Now,
but one that they are releasing this year, Link's Awakening, the remake to that one.
Link's Awakening. Oh goodness.
Yes. The original one for Game Boy Advance. First Zelda game I ever beat. Ever.
I
love that one so much.
I have not played that one. I've played Majora's Mask and
yeah, that one was good too. Both of those were very good.
Link to the Past.
Yeah, that one was really good too. I've played a lot of randomizers of that one.
And then Wind Waker, and that was it. And that's the extent of my Legend of Zelda. And
I think there's only like 2 Zelda games I haven't played.
Which 2 are those? Well,
that would be Cadence of Hyrule, which is just recently released.
Yeah,
and
of course.
The other one was Skyward Sword.
All right.
And that's because I did not own a...
Yeah, no, for sure. For sure. I get it. But in terms of Legend of Zelda, where was I going with this? Don't you just hate it when you're like on a topic and you just lose train of thought?
Absolutely.
It's what I do. Breath of the Wild. How close are you to completion for that?
I was never going for 100% completion, but I am working on a second playthrough through the master now.
Are you going to stream it at all?
Probably not. Master Quest makes me swear so much.
That would be a little bit. Yeah, no, we don't like too much swearing, but I mean, it's okay in some instances. Like
I do a fair bit of that and drinking on my stream, so
that's okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't say that I'm right as rain on that aspect either. I'm pretty sinful in that sense. Other than that, though, like out of all the Legend of Zelda games, which one would be your favorite?
Ooh, that is a hard question. No, Mel, it's not OOT. I think Majora's Mask was actually my favorite.
Majora's Mask, really?
Yeah, and I think it's because of the dark aspect of. If you look into all the theories behind the game, a lot of them point to the fact that when at the very beginning Link falls off of a pony, he's actually died, and that the world he goes to is just a image or an after image as his life is leaving him. Everything there is just really dark and depressing. I don't know what it is, but it really pulls me in.
Yeah, no, I like that. I mean, I personally loved Majora's Mask, just the whole aspect of
Mel.
What are you talking about? But I do have to say my favorite one would probably have to be Wind Waker. Just because I love
Wind Waker was very, very good too.
I loved that whole open ocean aspect of it. Me personally, I love the sea and everything like that. But I mean, just the open
not gonna
ocean.
lie, I hated the sailing.
Oh yeah, no. I mean, it gets irritating sometimes. There were times where I'm just like, I have to go how far? And
have you ever seen a speed run of that game?
I've watched a little bit of. I was just before the stream. I was watching this one video of what's it called? The 1% speed run, like the God speed run that this guy got the world record because
he
lucked.
The 1% luck chance. Yeah.
Yes. He got.
Yeah, I heard about that. I haven't seen that, but I did hear about. But something I thought was really cool that completely erases the worst part of that game, which is the sailing, is generally the speedrunners will do pause button. And that causes them to swim backwards at like 9,000 times the speed of the boat.
That's crazy. That's hella crazy. I need to figure out that technique so that way I can at least sail when I want and not sail when I don't want.
Yeah, I have played Phantom Hourglass Goose.
I haven't. Tell me about it. Is it a good one?
It was not bad. The time aspect in the dungeon was strange and at times difficult.
How so?
So in the overworld there were dungeons that you would go to that you would end up getting sands to put into your hourglass so that you could travel down into this other dungeon where the end boss was.
Okay.
And the sand gave you time to travel in there because I can't remember it all. It's been so long since I've played, but
Yeah.
the main premise is that you need the sand so that you can travel down because you can only spend a certain amount of time in there. I can't remember why anymore. It's been so long.
No, that's a cool concept to me. It's just the race against time at that point. And just trying to feed the meter. Yeah, that's pretty much all I want to talk about, really. Maybe a few other ones, like Rage 2. I know there's Cyberpunk 2077. Are you going to be playing Cyberpunk? I know
Yes.
I am. Yeah.
This was actually something that was on the back of my brain when there was a discussion about about talking about E3 tonight. I first saw gameplay. I imagine it was probably alpha gameplay of Cyberpunk 2077 about 5 or 6 months ago, and it looked amazing then. I still haven't seen the trailer for it. And it's releasing soon.
Yeah. How have you not seen the trailer? It's been everywhere, especially with Keanu Reeves.
I've heard. I just haven't seen it. I haven't put the time aside to do it.
No, that's. I can't wait. You'll have to send me that link too, because I do want to see that alpha play. I know
I have to find it.
I know there's a gameplay on their actual website that they do a whole walkthrough of most of the game, and I think it's like 40 minutes long or something like that. 42.
That might actually be it.
Is it?
Yeah, because it was around a half hour of gameplay that I saw.
Okay, and it has some not so family friendly scenes in it.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes, it does.
Then I'm glad we saw the same video. I saw that and I'm like, dude, this game looks hyped. Like super hyped. It's like, I love me an open world, but the fact that you have, as they put it, that you have this branching storyline that adjust or just kind of manipulates your character, and you have the character change through actual events in the game. That's pretty cool. Like you don't see that every day on an RPG.
No, when I was watching that video, I think one of the most interesting things that I saw was that the vending machines actually changed how they pitched their products to you, depending on how you built your character.
Yeah. No, I remember.
And they
that.
would sell different stuff because of that.
Yeah,
I thought that was really interesting. It makes the world much more dynamic.
It not only that, it makes it closer to reality because selective.
The immersion is going to be so hard to break.
Right?
I have this feeling like I am going to miss some serious amounts of work.
You're not going to see me for the first month that it comes out. I'm taking
It's probably
vacation.
a good thing that it's not coming to VR, because then I probably wouldn't.
Oh, yeah. No, at that point, I'd be like, all right, I'm done. You ain't seeing the light of day for a while.
Yeah.
Sorry, fam. You can disrupt. You can take your week in VR and stuff it, because I'm going a whole year. But yeah, that's about it for right now, because it's about 7 o'clock, so it's about time we wrap up. Thank you so much, Niall, for coming in.
No worries, man.
I appreciate it. We'll talk a little bit afterwards, but if you just want to hang out, because I'd love to kind of pick your brain a little bit more about these links and everything, because I do want to check out what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, that's going to be it. Thank you again. Where can we find you?
Thank you for having me. You can find me at twitch.tv/rtheg66. Where is that other part there? That one.
Airthag66, there it is.
Yeah.
Thanks again. I appreciate
Thanks,
you. We're gonna go and do a few announcements real quick, everybody. We wanted to recognize a few of the streamers. Let me just find that on my notes here. A GG to J Ministar Julie for being the May Streamer of the Month. Congratulations, Julie. Thank you for being the streamer. And if you all can go ahead and just cruise by and give her a follow if you haven't already. She is a pretty good streamer. I just befriended her on Pokemon Go, so we're going to be catching some Pokemon and sharing gifts and everything like that. I hope I get to see her at TwitchCon, because then I'd like to trade some Pokemon possibly and get some good candy there. And then for the current month, we got GG to, what is that? Sotm? S-O-T-M? I hope I'm saying that correctly, because I am very bad at saying names. But if you haven't gone and seen her, that's, let me type it in chat. Hopefully I'm saying this right. Twitch.tv/SOTM. You can go ahead and go give her a follow as well, because she will be streaming a little bit more, and she is our current June streamer of the month. Other than that, guys, Twitch is upon us. I don't know if you saw, but tickets did go on sale recently. Grab your tickets if you can. They'll be coming up very, very soon. Twitch is literally just right around the corner. We do have our space in the TLC community and Discord for us to kind of talk travel, living arrangements, everything like that. So feel free to reach out to any of us if you have any questions or concerns or need someone to room with or anything like that. So we'll be, 3 months away, Kobak. You are 100% right. But yeah, with that, guys, we appreciate you coming out. We will see you again later. Have a good night. By the way, don't go anywhere, because we're going to go drop a fat host on someone, so hang out! Alright, y'all, we're going to show some love to Barmaid Alexis, so hang out for me, and we're going to go ahead and raid right now.